also joining us. Yes, Rupashri, where are you?
Well, I'm standing right in front of Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's residence. Remember, he has been given interim relief so that he could have campaigned in the Delhi elections and also Punjab elections. And he's all set to go back to jail on the 2nd of June. So he will not be here when the voting happens. But the release of the Chief Minister and the arrest of the Chief Minister, these are the two factors actually which are the X factors in the Delhi elections this time. The other important point to note over here is that for the first time in over 1 decade, Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party have come together and they're fighting this election in an alliance. So this is a bipolar contest. And even though last time in 2019 and 2014, BJP was far ahead of both the Congress Party and the Aam Aadmi Party by a margin, and even if you added up their vote share, then the BJP was over 50% of vote share. So the question in everybody's mind is, if Arvind Kejriwal's campaign has been able to mark a turnaround in the voting pattern in Delhi, and whether he has been successful in taking his message to the people that that this is an election to save the constitution, this is an election to save democracy.
Right. Rupashri, does the AAP feel that the Congress has not stepped up to the plate? They have not done their bit with respect to campaigning. Is there a bit of this one there?
I can mention one point that Arvind Kejriwal went to each of the 3 constituencies where Congress Party has put up their candidates and campaigned for each of those candidates. But when it came to Rahul Gandhi, who is the top boss, or Mallikarjun Kharge of the Congress Party, or even Sonia Gandhi or Priyanka Gandhi, when Rahul Gandhi held his speeches or public meetings in Delhi, Aam Aadmi Party candidates were not on the stage. So in that sense, you can say that yes, the top brass of the Congress Party actually did not campaign for the Aam Aadmi Party's candidate, while Arvind Kejriwal actually went a step forward and he campaigned individually and held road shows individually for each of those candidates that Congress Party has put up in Chandni Chowk, in Northeast and Northwest.
Right.
But it remains also. Another point I would like to mention is that all the 3 candidates actually had come to Arvind Kejriwal's residence when he was in jail and had expressed solidarity with his wife Sunita Kejriwal. And when Arvind Kejriwal was released, also they met them and they actually reached out to him for support.
Right.
Now, when Somnath Bharti actually at the end of the campaign went to meet Mallikarjun Kharge, that assurance did not come actually. Right. The other point, I want to mention, as Rahul Gandhi has said that he is going to vote for the Aam Aadmi Party, Arvind Kejriwal has said that he is going to vote for the Congress Party. And in those 3 constituencies especially, Arvind Kejriwal has actually told voters that यहाँ पे झाड़ू नहीं है. So vote for the Congress Party. So that is something very interesting to see, that the top brass of both the parties will be voting for each other's parties. Whether that is going to have a decisive impact on results, we have to wait and see.
Which button will they press is a big question. Rupashri, thank you for that. We've got Akash also joining us from Civil Lines. Yes, Akash. Where are you?
So Anand, I'm in Mayur Vihar as of
You're
now.
In Mayur Vihar.
To Civil Lines. Yes, I'm in Mayur Vihar. Yes, I'll try to show you the visuals first. There you see the queue, and this is one of the polling stations where Delhi BJP chief Viren Sachdeva is going to vote, and we are learning that he is already inside and will cast his vote. The fight here in the national capital, in fact, the NCT of Delhi is very interesting. Anand, you people have been discussing this since morning, and I was, listening to one of your conversation. Maximum people, in fact, 6 out of 7 candidates have been changed, by the BJP. We have India Alliance, where we have sort of alliance between, Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party. Battle is going to be very interesting, and the most talked about seats are West Delhi, Chandni Chowk and East Delhi, where I'm standing as of now. I'll try to talk to some voters as well. There you see the PWD voters as well. I'll try to talk to them. Sir, वोट डाल दिया आपने? क्या कुछ मुद्दे, अगर हमें मुद्दे बता पाएं, क्या कुछ दिमाग में है वोट डालते टाइम?
सब ठीक है.
सब ठीक है, कोई मुद्दा नहीं है. मैम, आप हमें बताएं.
हाँ, ठीक है.
कोई मुद्दे हैं यहाँ की ईस्ट दिल्ली की, जब हम बात करते हैं तो क्या कुछ मुद्दे हैं, क्या सोच के वोट डालते हैं?
हम सब सोच के डालते हैं, मोदी को डाला हमने.
All right. So clearly she is talking about as to who she has voted. But clearly you see these old age people and also the PWD voters are coming out in large number, and as Yash was mentioning, this is the kind of inspiration that those who should come out and vote are not coming in, are sitting at home, and voter turnout is one of the biggest concerns in these elections. In fact, yesterday I had a word with CEO Delhi, and he mentioned that how there are several arrangements that have been made at the polling stations and the polling booths so that voters can come out and vote. Despite that, we are seeing, very low voter turnout. But yes, this is one polling station where we have,
But there
queue
is
formation.
a certain
and
level
also
of
I'm learning
activity.
that in Najafgarh of West Delhi,
Yeah, in Najafgarh of West Delhi, complete please, yes.
in Najafgarh of West Delhi, we have, people coming in large number. I was seeing the visuals and images from that particular constituency. There we have long queue formations, and it is one of the most interesting seats also, because we have Kamalji Sehrawat of BJP and Mahabal Mishra on the other side. Both, of course, will claim that they are going to win, but it will be interesting to see as to
Right.
who will win, because
So
you see,
you said
Pravesh
3
Verma was
seats.
dropped, and Pravesh
Yeah.
Verma was one of the candidates. Anand Pravesh Verma was one candidate who made, history by winning the record margin, by winning by the record margin on that particular seat. 5,70,000 was somewhere the margin, if I'm not wrong.
Correct. So you have West Delhi, there is East Delhi, there is Chandni Chowk. Chandni Chowk is something where top Congress leaders and lawyers, a couple Sibal has fought from Chandni Chowk in the past. It used to be a big seat that this time around and lost, yes. But this time around we have to see Ramesh Biduri being changed. Now how much of that makes a difference in those calls? But yeah, Akash has called out 3 important constituencies where he says the contest is going to be tight. East Delhi, Chandni Chowk and West Delhi. So
But did
that's
you pick up what that voter, I think it was this complete slip. They're not voting for the candidate, they're voting for the leader. Who's going to lead the country.
This is a sentiment, this has come across everywhere. If you speak to the voter, a lot of them are turning around and saying, all talk is okay. Who's got a plan?
Yeah.
Where is there absolute clarity when it comes to a leadership and this one delivery? And because ये देश का PM चुनने के लिए हम वोट कर रहे हैं, these kind of insights come from across the country wherever you speak to pollsters. There are others who will then deliberate, then when you try and push them a little, then they will also come and talk in your tone. The voters are very smart. You and me can go to the same person at 2 different times and they will give you 2 different answers. So that's something credit to the voter there. But they need to go out and vote. That's a big point.
No,
Yes,
this
Zakar.
vote share thing, I think one of the reporters also pointed, I think Rupashri was talking about it. There is a 16% difference. Even if you combine Aam Aadmi Party, and we can show that on our Skype camera, even if you combine Aam Aadmi Party and Congress, there is still a 16% gap between the India Alliance and the BJP here in the national capital. What does that mean? That means that 1 out of every 6 voters is voting for the BJP. Is the India Alliance and the case that they are making before the voters of Delhi that democracy is at stake and the opposition is being disproportionately targeted and so on and so forth, are they able to convince 1 out of 6 voters who have voted for the BJP last 2 elections to flip back to the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party? That 16% will be the absolute key. And mind you, BJP has clocked above 50% vote share, which means more than 1 out of 2 in the last 2 elections, both in 14 and 19, have voted for the BJP. 57% last time, I think it was 52 or 53% in 2014. Can the AAP and the Congress make that case to enough number of voters in Delhi to make that switch? Like I said,
Zach,
1 out of 6 have to switch away from BJP
The reason
to the AAP and Congress.
I went back into historic data was because essentially this time, if of course the chemistry works on the ground between the AAP and the Congress, this is now obviously it's
a bipolar fight.
It's a bipolar fight. So fundamentally, the BJP at its worst, as I said, in one election went down to 35, but its average vote share in Delhi has been 44%. When Mr. Modi was nowhere in the picture, when the BJP was still, let's say, taking shape, it had very strong, one has to say, in the initial stages, very strong Delhi leadership.
Yeah,
Delhi
yeah.
leaders.
But at the national level, that somehow doesn't always sort of play in the voters' mind. So this is really a bipolar contest. And yesterday, Sanjay Kumar was making this point, who's of course a psephologist, CSDS, is making the point that a gap of this nature is very difficult to sort of narrow, bridge, because it suggests there's a wave where, at least anecdotally, many people are saying there is no antipathy in that sense to Mr. Modi, at least in the union cabinet.
If that was there, then all across the streets of Delhi, you would have had the Congress top leaders, the entire nation's opposition would have made a beeline into Delhi to try and create and ride that wave. That's not happening. You are not seeing that wave on ground too. We'll talk about that, and we'll also focus on the other states, ladies and gentlemen. Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Bengal and Bihar, very, very critical. And of course, what's going to happen in Jammu and Kashmir, we'll try and go across to Ishan Wani from that Anantnag, Rajouri seat. That's a very interesting one. Stay with us.